Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I will be sharing with you guys 5 simple tips for 2019. Tip number 1 is set realistic goals. So in the previous years, I always had a goal to read the whole Bible within a year. And I would start out with reading like 5 chapters a day, and then school got in the way and work got in the way, and then I never felt like I could catch up to reading the whole Bible. So a realistic goal that I set was starting with reading 1 chapter a day, and then that moved on to 2 chapters a day, and then to 3 chapters and 4 chapters, and that way I started out small, and once that became a habit in my life, I moved on to reading more, and before I knew it, I read the whole Bible within a year. Tip number 2 is fill your spare time with edifying things. So when I used to go to the gym, keyword used to, because I definitely don't go to the gym anymore.
Game? What's a game?
But when I used to go, I'd be on the elliptical and I'd put my headphones in and I would just listen to whatever was on the TV in front of me. And I realized that wasn't helping me with anything. It wasn't edifying my spirit. So I listened to a podcast, and I found a podcast called Set Apart Girl by Leslie Ludy. It's only like 15 minutes long. Some of them are 16 or 14 minutes long. And I'd be on the elliptical, and while I'm working out my physical body, I'm also listening to something that I know is going to help my spiritual as well. And so it'd be all these subjects on stuff that I was going through or stuff that I knew would help me. I would see that my day would go on a lot smoother because I'm listening to something that I know is edifying me and that is helping me. Or while you clean your car, or while you do your hair, while you clean, listen to testimonies, listen to worship music, listen to sermons, things that you know are going to help you and are going to edify you. And you will see that in time, you'll grow spiritually listening to things rather than filling your time with things that are meaningless, filling your time with things that aren't helping you in any way but are rather dragging you down. Tip number 3 is write things down. So I have a really horrible memory, and something that's really helped me throughout the years was writing things down. I've always had a planner that I wrote down things I needed to get done, and I saw that really helped me. So a tip I have is have a prayer journal. So this is how my prayer journal looks. Having a place to write down your prayers really helps, because when you look back at your prayers that you've written in, let's say, a year before or 2 years before, you get to see how God came through to those prayers, how God answered, and how God brought that victory, and that encourages your faith. I also have tons of sticky notes in my Bible. I've always written down sticky notes in my Bible, and a lot of people, when they see this, they're just like, what do you write down? They think I just like scrabble things. But what I actually write down are revelations I've received while reading the word. Or let's say that I have a question that I'm asking God, and I'm really praying for God to give me an answer, and I open my Bible and I receive that answer. I'll write down the date that God spoke to me, so that later on when I'm going through a similar problem, I can look back and say, okay, God spoke to me this at that day. That means that he can also speak to me today, right now. Tip number 4 is get involved in your church. If you don't have a home church, find a home church and get involved. Get involved, be a greeter, or work in the Sunday school, work in the nursery. I remember when I was a Sunday school teacher, it really pushed me to read the Bible because I needed to find lessons for the kids. I needed to find creative new activities for the kids. And I thought that I was teaching them, but in reality, I was learning so much from these lessons. And God was teaching me so much. When Jesus was on earth, he was always serving people. He was healing the sick. He was feeding the hungry. He was always serving people. The new year will bring you so much spiritual growth when you serve others. And tip number 5 is accountability. Accountability is so important. I know in my life, being accountable to someone really helped me to reach my goals. Be accountable to your pastor, be accountable to a friend you can trust, or to your husband, to your wife. Find someone that will push you and support you in reaching your goals, whether it be in your ministry or in your relationships, in your school, whatever goal you set, find someone that you can be accountable to. So these 5 tips really helped me, and I'm praying that they help you guys out as well. If anyone has any tips that maybe I forgot to mention, make sure you comment them down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. God bless.